Has your sex life fallen flat? Whether you're in a long-term relationship, a committed relationship, or just wanting to spark a brand new love interest, it's only natural to want to experiment with new exciting things, especially when it comes to sensations, provided both you and your partner are on the exact same page. So in this video, we're literally going to be talking about how to heat up your relationship or how to cool it down with a little bit of help from temperature play. But before we dive into temperature play, I just want to let you guys know that my merch is officially live. When you buy a hoodie, you're entered into a draw of only 200 people to win a one-on-one coaching session with me. Not to mention, I also launched my Patreon at the end of the month, which is going to contain exclusive content, much more in depth, and I will be able to provide much more education. All you have to do is buy a hoodie, get entered in the draw, and grab that first month free of Patreon. This is a way that you can support me and my creations and get the type of content that doesn't involve me jumping through those hoops. Alright, so what exactly is temperature play? Temperature play is something that happens consensually, where we add different sensations, whether it be hot or cold, to stimulate the neuroreceptors underneath the skin. This is a way of provoking a sensual reaction, or in other words, to heighten those sensations. Temperature play is something that has been used in the BDSM realm forever, but now it's time we bring it into the vanilla space and we can use it as foreplay, using certain substances to create that sensation that we are wanting. That can include water, oil, candle wax, chocolate syrup, ice, chilled fresh fruits, or maybe some steamy vegetables. Other objects you can use in your house is something like cutlery, chains, or a necklace. These things are often preheated or pre-cooled down in water. No matter what you guys decide to use though, safety precautions are always necessary, and you should be using appropriate materials and techniques for whatever body part you decide to stimulate. The most amazing thing about temperature play is that it's 100% adjustable. You can do it soloed, you can do it partnered, you can use a toy. So I'm just gonna give you a few different examples of how to integrate temperature play into the bedroom. So if we're gonna be performing oral, maybe drinking a glass of ice cold water or hot water. Another spicy way to bring cold temperature into play is to actually rub an ice cream cone on your partner's chest and lick it off them. That way you're providing that cold sensation and then the warmth from your mouth. Another way that I like to spice things up is actually using an ice cube to trace away at those erogenous zones. Now you can either choose to move that ice cube around the body, or you can place that ice cube just on one specific spot and let the ice just melt away, leaving that leftover water from the ice cube to trail and drip down their body, where you can either choose to lick it up or leave it there. Hell, you could honestly even blow on it to re-add that cooling sensation back. The next one I want to invite you guys to try out is the use of toys. So whether it's a glass dildo or a metal one, or even perhaps a butt plug, put that in the fridge, let it get nice and chill. Then when it's at a good temperature, start thinking about tracing that all over your partner's body, or perhaps directly going for inserting. Another way that you can use that metal or that glass dildo or butt plug is actually by introducing some heat. Now you want to be really cautious of what areas you are using this on. For instance, your hand is going to be able to tolerate more heat than your genitals, so make sure you are mindful. A really great way to test if the product might be too hot is to actually put it on your elbow or on that flat piece of skin there, because it's going to be a little bit more sensitive and more similar to your genital region. If you're wanting to try some wax play, honestly, it is a vibe if both of you are wanting to try it. Companies make specific candles for wax play so that they don't get too hot, and they usually double as a massage oil. So dripping this onto your partner's front or onto your partner's back can be a whole new way of adding some spicy play. And the last example I have for you guys is actually to freeze or to warm a towel. Wring it out and place that on your partner's neck or on their eyes to cover them up. And if you want to double this up, you can use that warm or cold towel to cover their eyes and use a different temperature tracing along their body. Though they can't see what you're about to do, they can just feel. This is a really great way to drop your partner right into their body. So now that I've given you guys some examples, I'm also going to give you some tips and tricks. But first, let's talk a little bit more about wax play and ice play. Wax play has that thrill of fire play, but with a much lower risk, making it a really great intro into temperature play. Usually these candles are made from a beeswax, a soy, or even paraffin. Honestly, it's probably best to buy specific candles that are meant for this style of kink. That way you're not putting any toxic chemicals in or on your body. But keep in mind that wax should stay outside of your body. Finally, figure out where exactly you are gonna start your adventure with play. If you're wanting that feeling of that hot wax to feel a little bit less intense, have your partner sit in a warm bath. And this also has the added bonus for being much easier to clean up. Otherwise, it might be smart to have some sort of protector down on the bed so it's a much easier cleanup. Oh, and I guess I should add, make sure you blow out the candle before you start dripping this wax all over your partner's body. Another thing that I want to add in for wax play is to actually hold the candle higher and drip it slowly on your partner's body. The higher you hold the candle, the more time that there is for that wax to cool down before it hits the skin. Now let's dive into some ice play, and then I promise I will get you to the tips and the tricks. So playing with ice directly after heat has been used can leave a very intense euphoric feeling in the body. One great way to do so is by actually taking that ice cube before you place it on your partner's body and place it inside of your mouth. Putting the ice cube inside of your mouth first also ensures that it's at a good melting point, so that ice, when you trace it down your partner's body, isn't gonna stick to their skin or burn them. If you don't want to put that ice in the mouth because you got sensitive teeth, you know what to do. Run to the tap, run it under water, and then the ice is safe to use along your partner's body. Now, if you're wanting to take that ice play to another level, make sure you have a safe word for all of these. Try having them fill the condom with water and then freezing it, making it an ice dildo. Coupling this with a warmer temperature is absolutely crazy, but you have to have a safe word, and you have to make sure both you and your partner are on the exact same page. Now let's talk about my tips and tricks. Start off slow and make sure you are careful, especially when you're a beginner. As much as you want to dive into that edgy stuff, start off slow because you don't even know if you're gonna like it. The next one I want you guys to consider is bondage or blindfolding. Temperature play is sometimes combined with either one of these. Because the receiving partner's sensations are restricted, whether it be sight or movement, this can further intensify hot or cold sensations, making them more delicious and delightful than ever. The next one is prep your ice in advance. Meaning, if you are going to be playing with ice, obviously make sure you have ice. Alternatively, you can always store a metal or a glass toy in the fridge. Those two materials tend to absorb heat and cold really good while maintaining the temperature. The second one is the quickest and the easiest way to add temperature play is by the use of water. Water being extremely cold or extremely hot, which then you can soak your toys in, making it the quickest and the most safest way to use these tools on the body. And last but not least, if you're not into it, don't pretend to be into it. Not everybody is gonna be interested in temperature play. Not wanting to play with ice or heat does not make you a boring lover. And if the ice gets you going but the heat doesn't, or vice versa, say so. Communication is always the sexiest, hottest thing that anybody can do. The important thing is that it's hot and you guys are both enjoying it. So remember, consent, communication, and establish a safe word. All three of these things are extremely important. All right, babies, that's all I have for you guys today for an introduction into temperature play. Now, if you haven't already done so, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, my merch is live, so make sure you click the link down below, buy yourself a hoodie, and get entered in a draw to win a one-on-one coaching session with me. Not to mention, you guys also get 1 month free of my Patreon, which is gonna have exclusive content that I'm not gonna post on YouTube and way more in depth. All right, babies, I will see you on Thursday.